Finally, see another trucker. What's the word? Trucking content creators discouraging new drivers from coming into the industry. And I've definitely been accused of this a few times. Um, I've seen some other content creators get accused of this too. And the funny thing, some of these other content creators, I think their channels are more commercially palatable than mine. But when you share certain truths and certain realities about trucking, you know, I see as a pattern. It's obviously, people gonna feel some type of way. You know, um, when you've been in this industry for a minute, you really been out here for a little minute. You grow to understand what it takes to make it. You grow to understand what it takes to maintain in this, to grow, to be successful, to get to where you want to be, to get what you want. And everything ain't pretty about trucking. And I know on my channel, I tend to talk about just everything surrounding trucking, the good, bad, and the ugly. And a lot of stuff is not going to sound pretty or cute. When I first came into the industry in 2017, all the content creators that was making content, or just the general, the kind of content that I was seeing as far as trucking was concerned, was going like everybody was pretty much down with the trucking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really see too many videos of people saying they was quitting, or why the trucking ain't this and why trucking ain't that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they was into trucking, they was all in with the trucking, but it seemed like after COVID, post-COVID, the hell is that? It seemed like post-COVID, as far as content is concerned, you see a lot of people making content about leaving trucking. And it's coming from a lot of people who ain't even been in trucking that long. And it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all to the good. You can't, it's all good with whatever decision a person decided to make. But I think a lot of people today that's coming into trucking, man, I think they really coming into trucking from delusions of grandeur. When I came into trucking, it wasn't no content creator that inspired me. Now, as I was making my transition into trucking, I started watching trucking content, but it was no trucker content creator that inspired me to be a trucker. I already knew this is what I was going to do for a minute. It's just a matter of time before I pulled the trigger and started going through the motions to make that move. But it seems like a lot of people today, a lot of people that's coming into trucking is mostly coming from quote unquote influencers. When I came in, to me, the people who was making content pre-COVID, they really wasn't I don't think they was influencers. It was just people who was in trucking and just happened to make content. But today, to be an influencer on the internet is more of a concentrated effort. And trucking has become a popular segment of content on social media. So yeah, you got a lot of people out here, they probably ain't even coming into trucking to really do trucking. They coming in this to do content, which is cool. Do whatever you want. But sometimes when I see, because like I said, for a while I fell back off watching trucking content. For like a few years, I really wasn't paying attention to what was going on. So now that I have been consistent with making videos, kind of, what I'm saying, my algorithm has changed. So I'm seeing more trucking related content. And one thing that I see a lot is people quitting trucking. Trucking ain't this, trucking ain't that. And it just made me wonder, well, like, who was these people watching? Like, how did they get influenced? Who influenced them to come into trucking? Like, what type of content was they watching? You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't for you, it just ain't for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And this, This ain't no attack on people who don't want to do trucking, or if trucking ain't no fit for them. But it seems like when it comes to certain content creators and you speak about certain realities about trucking, you get accused for trying to discourage other people from getting into the industry. And I think that's a big problem with why so many people come into the industry, especially today. Or within the past 4 to 5 years, so many people have came into the industry and they don't, you know what I'm saying, they ain't working out for them. You know, in a lot of aspects on social media, trucking is made to look easy. It's made to look easy. And hey man, anything in life that's worth having, you're gonna have to put some work in for it. Trucking ain't no different from nothing else. In fact, trucking might be harder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, trucking is glorious. I say that all the time. Trucking is a glory. I've seen glory since I've been in this industry. I wouldn't even be doing this if I didn't feel it was worth it. Yeah, are there going to be obstacles and hurdles? Of course, that's in anything in life. Well, trucking is glory. Trucking been glorious to me. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain realities about trucking that I know and understand that I know a lot of people wouldn't be ready for. Trucking is glorious, but on some real talk, for a person that can't adapt to this, that's doing this, man, this can be a hard life. For people who adapt to trucking and is okay with the lifestyle and what come with it, it's just a piece of cake. It is what it is, but this can be a hard life for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? This can be a hard life to adapt to because you got to learn how to improvise and live and build your life around trucking if this is what you're going to do. So yeah, you know, me personally, I talk a lot about the realities of trucking. You know, I made a video called Go to School, Young and Don't Come to Trucking. So yeah, it was some people pissed off. But see, my thing with that title, Go to School, Don't Come into Trucking. Now let me break that down if I haven't. How can I say this without getting lost? Trucking is not the end all be all or nothing. You know, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna have to put work in. Period. I don't care if it's trucking, whatever trade you choose, you want to chase your passion, your dream, you're gonna have to put work into it. But see, I see the way that trucking has been, the way trucking is set up, the way the logistics industry is set up, is more easier to be your own boss. It's more easier to get into trucking in whatever field, semi, hot shot, box truck, and be able to get into this field and, you know, be your own boss. It's easier to get your own truck. It's easier to get a truck than it is to go get a brick and mortar McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to get a truck than it is to go get set up most of the time any brick and mortar business. It's easy to get a truck. So a lot of people, they, you know what I'm saying, trucking from the outside looking in, it looks very attractive. But you're going to put in work. You're going to put in work in this industry. And there's going to be people that's going to come into this industry and you're going to get caught up because they thought it was sweet, when really you could have took that same effort, that same pain that you finna put in the truck, and you could have took that same energy of pain and effort and put that into something that you really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? You could have really put that into something where you still was going to be able to have whatever you consider a normal life, because most people don't consider this trucking a normal life. And school ain't always the answer either, because I say that all the time. Like, I know people who went to school, they got bachelors and all this, and they're just going to keep it 100. They not doing nothing. They not doing nothing. Nothing that they went to school for. They ain't nothing substantial in life. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Um, so school ain't always the answer. You know, and I hate for that particular message to come off as like you. And I can see probably why people get pissed off or feel some type of way because when you saying don't go to school. No, when you saying don't come to truck and go to school, you know, people like they feeling like they being dismissed, and that ain't even it. You know what I'm saying? I just know what it takes to make progress in this industry, and you know, if you're not built to do this, it's gonna take a lot. You're gonna have to pull. You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to pull from somewhere to get. You know what I'm saying? To have the energy and the force to be able to push through this, but what I'm seeing today, a lot of people they not mentally ready for this. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like going to school, like I say, go to school, young, and don't come to trucking. No, come to trucking if you ready for it. You know what I'm saying? My channel is for people who want to come into trucking, but to get you to think about everything. You know, we talking about all things concerning trucking. You know, I don't really have a channel to where I'm just the best. You know, I don't really have like a just the way that, you know what I'm saying, I kick my stuff. I don't really have like a commercial type of channel. You know what I'm saying? Like we just having real conversation, and I'm just speaking about trucking through my experience. Yeah, come to trucking. I think you should do trucking. If you're the type of person out there you don't see going to school or going to college, college ain't for you, and you just, you know what I'm saying, it's either gonna be the workforce or doing something illegal. Well, if you're gonna, I'd rather you come on to the workforce and come into trucking. Because you know what, I kind of get upset when I see young guys that quit trucking. I kind of get upset a little bit. Cause especially when you're a young person and you ain't got no responsibilities, you ain't attached to nothing, you ain't even like really set up and started your life yet. Now, you can't be mad at nobody if they leave trucking and they go to do something that's better, that really works for them, but I don't know. I don't know. You can't tell nobody how to live their life, man. But when I see a lot of young guys quit trucking because they couldn't handle it, I be a little salty because I be thinking like, man, you could have taken advantage of this. You know what I'm saying? But that's me thinking from my mind. You know, you could have really took advantage of this. You know, like I said one time, man, somebody, I don't even know if, was it in my, no, I don't think it was in my comment section. It was somebody else's comment section, but somebody had made the point of, you know, staying in trucking your first couple years. Oh, because I was referencing from a video a young man had made, said he didn't want to do the trucking. I don't, you know what I'm saying, he ain't even last a year. Cool. But somebody under his video, they left a comment saying, well, hey, you could have just took advantage, you know what I'm saying? You could have just stayed down for a couple years and stacked up as much bread as you could. You know what I'm saying? And you know, took that bread and moved on and set up whatever you need to set up, but whatever. But somebody else commented on that same thread and was like, 2 years is too much. That's too much time to give up for nothing. And that's the type of attitude right there of a person who ain't gonna never get nowhere in life. Expect, bro, being in your 20s, you can't give up a couple years to stack bread, you ain't gonna never be able to get nowhere. It's gonna come a point in time in life to anybody who wants something and want to accomplish something, you're gonna have to go balls to the wall. You're gonna have to. It don't matter. It don't matter what it is. Look at Kobe. Let's just take Kobe versus Allen Iverson. Both great players. Now, I'm not the biggest sports fan, but you know, some things I do understand. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe got rings. Iverson ain't got no rings. AI should have had some rings. But what was Kobe about? Mamba mentality. What was Kobe doing? Practicing all the time. You can, man, it's funny when you look at Kobe, you look at him on some of his family pictures, he with his daughters, his wife, just when you see him in photos outside of the game, you can just look in his face like, man, he'd rather be in the gym. Hey, Kobe rather had have been in that gym, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was going balls to the wall with what he was doing. And he got them rings. Now, Iverson, on the other hand, remember what Ivo said? Practice. Practice. You know what I'm saying? He questioned in practice and never got no rings. He was good. Great. You know what I'm saying? Ain't he a Hall of Famer? I think he in the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. Is he? But, you know, I just use that example, man. That's like a clear, you know what I'm saying? A clear contrast between mentalities. Yeah, when it comes to this trucking, yeah, I guess you can say I came in with a Mamba mentality. A lot of people don't got that mentality. So, yeah, at some point in time, no matter what you do in life, man, you're gonna have to put some work in. Like it just ain't no escaping it. You're gonna have to make a sacrifice unless you just, you know, if you just want things handed to you the easy way, then you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. But yeah, man, we definitely ain't here trying to discourage nobody, man. That ain't never the intent. We trying to encourage. Well, I am. I'm trying to encourage people. For people who want to do this, want to do trucking, want to be in this, want to be successful, it's here, dog. You know what I'm saying? For however long, how we trucking is gonna be here is here. You know, I ain't did nothing different than nobody else can do but drive a truck. The playing field is even, but it's all about what you got up here and what kind of work you willing to put in. So, yeah, like sometimes when I see younger cats quit, be like, damn, bro, you could have took advantage of this, man. You could have stacked. You could have just went hard for a couple years, man. You can't go hard with this trucking shit. Damn, I ain't mean to cuss, but you can't go hard with the trucking for a couple years, stack your bread up, live like a rock star. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to, in your youth is when you supposed to be taking advantage of your vitality. You supposed to be taking advantage of your youth, because the older you get, the more energy you lose, the more your body starts to deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still feel in good health, but I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? And it's just certain what is it? I can't fight my mortality. You know, I have to fight through shit going on with my body, aches and pains and shit like that. Yeah, the older that you get, you gonna feel it. So a lot of people don't take advantage of their youth the way they supposed to. They BS their youth away. Because it's too hard. But I get it though, you know what I'm saying? But that's me seeing the greatness in youthfulness. And when I see people quit trucking, especially if you ain't got nothing else greater to go to, you ain't finna do nothing else, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But, nah, man, we ain't discouraging nobody. We encouraging. We just gonna give up the real and let people know what it really is. So, hey, man, if you watching this video, you thinking about doing it, or you in trucking and, you know, you trying to make your way, trying to figure it out, man, just hang in there. But at the same time, if it's something better out there for you, then by all means, hell yeah. Like I say, man, trucking is not the end all be all or nothing, bro. Trucking is not the only thing that's out here. This is just something that I chose. It's what I'm riding with for the time being. Because yeah, it's gonna come to a point in time to where I'm gonna have to transcend past this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, trucking ain't the end all be all, but how can I say this? I don't like to see people quit trucking to go do nothing. Now, if you quit trucking because you're going to do something better, something that's more fit for you, that's cool. But I don't know, man. Maybe I just know, like, if I was 21 coming into trucking, I'm wrecking shop. I got time and I got youth and energy on my side. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. Tell you some. I've said this before. I'm gonna tell you some real spill, bro. Just like I just highlighted how that one commenter said, "Oh, wait, giving up 2 years to just be on the road to save money, that's the waste of life." What's a waste of life? What's a waste of life? It's allowing yourself to grow older without accomplishing shit. That's a waste of life. So if you're not prepared to sacrifice no time, especially in your youth when you got the energy and the youthful vigor to do it, that's a waste. Because you're not missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing out here. You're not missing none of these broads. You're not missing no club. None of that. All that stuff will be here. It will always be here. The women, they still here for me. I'm just saying, not that I'm out here chasing young girls and things of that nature, but I'm just saying, like, the club, I done grew past that. You know what I'm saying? But it's still here. All this stuff is still gonna be here. You not missing nothing. Trust me, you're not missing nothing. So, to sacrifice time in your youth to go balls to the wall to build something, man, it's like one of the best things that you can do. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they be thinking, you're not gonna have a life and shit. You ain't gonna have no life if you keep allowing yourself to depend on somebody else for your salvation in your living situation. Because a person that you always got to depend on when you ain't got no plan, they can cut the lights out on you at any time. Then what kind of life you gonna have? You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, I'll take your youth for granted. I get it, because I understand, because I was there too. You wanna kick it, you know what I'm saying? You wanna have time to have a life and go on dates. You wanna go on dates with chicks on the weekend because you wanna work Monday through Friday. You wanna have a life. Man, fuck this shit. Now, yeah, I'm trying not to curse, but no, fuck this shit. Hunker down. Build the foundation, because all that stuff that you think you missing out on is going to always be here. It ain't going nowhere. Now, I'm in my early 40s. I feel like I've been born again on a whole nother level. I feel like my life is just restarted again just looking through a whole nother lens. Man, there ain't none of that stuff y'all thinking y'all going to miss out on important. It's going to still be here. So, nah, we encouraging people. For the people who want to do this trucking, that's what my channel is for. But we just giving you the real. So when you come across certain situations and you face certain things, if you looking at my channel for inspiration, if you feel like I'm inspiring you or motivating you, you can be like, well, damn, he talked about this, he got through it. I know I can get through it. Because there's been other content creators who done share personal testimonies about things that they went through that helped me out. So, you know what I'm saying? But we got to give up the real, though. So when you come across certain situations that seem like a roadblock, or it's just, you know what I'm saying? It just seems so hard. You can remember that I talked about this. We laughed about it. You know what I'm saying? I made a joke about it. You can it's gonna piss you off, but you can get past it and keep pushing. But this is for the people who want to do this, who want to do trucking, who interested in trucking. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, yeah, it's gonna be some people who gonna try to do this trucking and it ain't for them. You know what I'm saying? And that don't mean like, oh my God, we putting our boot in your booty about the industry. Don't come back. That ain't even like how I'm coming. Like, it might be something much better for you than this that'll fit you, instead of being miserable coming out here trying to chase fool's gold. Even though the gold is here, it's all around. It's just up to you to find it. It's up to you to get your mind right, to put yourself in a position to grow, to get it. The gold is here. Some people keep saying that it ain't. Hey man, every time I get on the road, this truck's running up and down these highways, so that means somebody getting some money. So yeah, that's just my little message, man. I ain't talking about nothing. I just got off. Beautiful Saturday. And finna go enjoy my weekend. But until then though, y'all stay safe, man, and keep it trucking. Finally see another trucker gone.